Hi guys, this is Wild Squared 360 Words of Wisdom from a Woman of Worth, and today I am super stoked because of the fact that God has really allowed me to open up my understanding as I'm studying the word faith. So just want to kind of recap of what I've already done. I kind of entitled this and gave it a series, What is your type? But we're not talking about a person, we're talking about what is your favorite type. And in my first video, my words of wisdom were simply this: you can't possess something that you don't believe in, but you can believe in something that you have yet to possess. So if you haven't had an opportunity to watch that video, I encourage you to go back and to look at it. It is on my Facebook and it will be loaded on my YouTube as well. So I'll put a link to that. And the second video, I kind of thought to myself that if we're going to talk about faith, I have to ensure that people really know the definition of faith. So it comes from chapter 11 and it's Hebrews, and that's what all of this is stemming from, Hebrews chapter 11. And the first verse says, "Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see." And the more familiar scripture is, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things yet seen. The verse that I decided to pull from is the New Living Translation, and it says, "Faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen." It gives us assurance about things that we cannot see. So we talked about the definition of faith, and we talked about the fact that faith comes from what you believe in, and I talked about the difference between trust and the difference between faith, because oftentimes we use the word trust and we get it confused with what faith is. And trust is contingent upon what has already happened. Like, you trust God to do certain things, and why? Because he's done it already before. But faith is believing in something that you have yet to see actually happen. So we talked about that in the first two videos. So now I actually want to start with the first type of faith, and who better to start with than God himself. So we're looking at Hebrews chapter 11, and we're going to drop down to verse 3. And it says, "By faith we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen." So of course I kind of want to break that down. At the beginning it says by faith. So again, faith is what we cannot see. By faith we understand, which kind of made me stop and really ponder on that, because we have an understanding of something that we cannot even see. Like, that's like wow to me. That's not my words of wisdom, but that's just wow to me, that we have an understanding of something that we have yet to touch, but yet we have experienced it. We cannot see God, but yet we have faith and we believe in him. And it goes on to say that by faith we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command. The universe, the stars, the sun, the moon, all of the planets, everything was created by just him commanding it. So the first type of faith is command faith, word faith, spoken faith, speak it faith. And I don't know if y'all can see my shirt or not, but I wear my shirt intentionally because it says speak it. And I have a different color. I wanted to wear my pink, but I couldn't find my pink today. But this means a lot to me because of the fact that when you have faith, you cannot just have faith here. You have to also make sure that what you are thinking about, what you're believing, you're also speaking it, you're declaring it, you're putting it into the atmosphere. So I kind of had a wow moment when I was doing this, and I looked up the word command, and command means to have authoritative power over something. God had power when he spoke his words. When he said it, he didn't second guess it. He said it and it came into being. And if you look back at Genesis, it talks about how God spoke and there was light, or God spoke and there were birds. God spoke and there was rivers, there was water. The darkness was divided from the light. Like, all of that came from him just simply speaking words. Words have power. So the type of faith that we're talking about, again, is command faith. I want to go to John 1:1 and I'm gonna pull it up on my iPad. John 1:1 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of mankind." So the word that stands out is Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everything came into being just by words, just by God speaking a word. So I charge you today to ask yourself, do you have that type of faith? Do you have the type of faith where you just speak it and you believe it and it is going to happen? I wrote down in my notes that, of course, the first person that we would use would be God, because he is the creator. And the fact that he didn't have to write down what he envisioned. He didn't have to sketch it out. And I think that's sometimes where we falter, is that we have to conference with people, or we feel like we have to have like 3 confirmations before I really believe that this is going to happen. That's not faith. When God gives you something and he gives it to you, sometimes you don't have to share it with anybody. You just need to believe that what he has shown you is going to happen, and once you believe it, you need to speak it and act on it. So my words of wisdom to you today is simply this, nothing really elaborate or nothing deep, is that when God gives it to you, to think on it, speak it, believe it, and then act on it, because the Bible tells us without faith, works is dead. So I pray that this has blessed somebody, motivated somebody, encouraged somebody. Until the next time, the first type of faith again is command faith, aka word faith, spoken faith, or speaking faith. So I pray again that this has blessed somebody, and I will look forward to seeing you guys on our next wow. Take care. God bless.